we're going to be talking about the realities of warfare. And what I want you to take a look at as well is sort of the different sort of setups of the soldier. So exactly, you know, they're obviously thinking about cam and concealment. We can see just, you know, I haven't sort of, let me bring that up there now. Just the point man, we'll call that person the point man, is, you know, you can see now they're taking a really big sort of consideration when it comes to camouflage. We're always taught about it in basic training, about putting grass on your helmet and stuff, and it's all well and good. You do it the very first sort of time and you move out into an operation, it sort of falls off, and then it just gets, you pay lip service to it. You can see now how apparent it is to have camouflage, and quite clearly that's not natural cam. But the sort of positive and the sort of, you know, the efficiency of that means it's not going to consistently drop out. It doesn't need to keep changing it and all the rest of it. So it's all about breaking up your sort of, your postures you're going into it. Another thing what I want you to do as you're looking through this is there is no training scenario or training area that can really get you ready for the type of environment you're going to go into, specifically when you move into a rural, into like a little village or something that has buildings and all the rest of it, when you'll see about the mess and the destruction that we're going to have a look at here, and just how difficult it is going to be to operate, either finding the people you're going to try and find or just operating in that kind of environment. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So you just, yeah, absolute carnage there regards to the
Парни, смотрите,
environment.
есть два варианта. Либо мы вас убиваем, либо вы сдаетесь. 10 секунд на раздумие.
So there's your warning.
Либо вы сдаетесь, либо мы вас убиваем. Нас 8 человек. 5 секунд. 2 секунды. Быстрее, с***а.
Weapons up, covering the point.
Граната.
Grenade, straight away. So automatically, threat to your life. You've given them a chance, grenades come out, and that's now a threat to you and your battle buddy's life.
Есть. Зашла.
You can see just how switched on you need to be, because you need to be using your sound, your sense of sound, because like look at that environment. If a small grenade is thrown, it could be potentially quite hard to see. So you're listening for it hitting the ground.
Живый? Вылазь!
Still giving them the warnings to come out.
Давай ще одну. Крий.
And if you can listen, I'm going to hazard a guess, this guy's like a small team commander. Maybe he's a section commander, 2IC in British Army terms.
Я быстрее.
You can just hear he is out of breath, so that tells that the adrenaline's pumping now. So these are all the sort of physiological effects I'm talking about, where you've got to be fit in these times. And that's with these drones, there's plenty of stuff footage out there, but it's just the sound. Oh flip. That. He's smashing FPV with a rifle. That has got to be some shot. We've got to. It must have been carrying some kind of ordnance. If not, that was a really good shot. Look how tight and confined these areas you're going to be going into.
Не надо. Тут пусто.
See different styles of, you know, just a very basic AK there. I'm not sure which exact AK it is, but you can see it's very basic. Iron sights, no sights. So no optics. This must be the second phase then. Just look at that, the environment itself. It's just so difficult to get in and around there. Because if you're not alert, because there's so much obstacles, things happen pretty quick.
Виходь!
Есть?
Виходь, говорю! Ти виходиш, або ми тебе вбиваємо!
Go, giving a warning
Давай
now.
на плен!
Come out.
Бистро відкрив двері, руки вперед!
Warning gone.
Кидай гранату!
Слезогонний. Отходь, Гадік,
That's
отходь.
interesting. So tear gas straight away, so not even using HE. So that's clearly not going to kill you, tear gas, but they're trying obviously to do as much as they can to get these people out to surrender, rather than having to go in and kill. All these small, really quick decisions being made in a high threat scenario. I could hazard a guess, going into this farm and you're just going to have to be absolutely loaded with all types of grenades.
Дебіл, здавайся!
You gotta commend this guy, he's very cool, calm and collective. Clearly the heart rate's up, but whose heart rate would not be flipping up in this scenario? He's not erratic, he's not screaming, he's not shouting, like all his orders are quite sort of like, they're straight to the point and calm. It's really what you want from leadership in this kind of scenario. No hotheads, just people who are able to stay cool and calm and collective in an extremely difficult scenario here.
Ну, звідти пулемет работав.
Есть кто живой? Есть кто живой? Если ты живой, вылази! 300, не 300!
Звідти ні кашля, ні признаків житті нема, абонент, можливо, поза зоною досяжності, не прийняв.
I suppose this needs to be a difficult call here to see, right, are we going to go in? Because that's very confined. Jimmy, you're squatting down in there with all your gear on. Like, that's hard enough as it is, never mind knowing you could be going in there with someone with a rifle pointed at you.
Чисто.
Functional fitness.
Дыхать там невозможно.
There, I could barely breathe there.
В подвале 2 подтвержденных тела. Чисто, пошли дальше.
Yeah, just absolute destruction as we're moving through.
По той там до синяя дверь, правильно?
Got another confirm. Like, look at all this. Like, anyone at any time could just bounce out. You are on high alert.
Я понял, суббота.
I believe his camera's probably on his helmet here, so he definitely does have his weapon up.
Я тебе тоже дуже сильно люблю, суббота. Рука, стоп, хто це?
So he's through a window to get a bead round someone to try and get sort of a different flank on them. Go grenade in.
Виходь! Попробуй зайти в той перехолабок, в якому я стояв ізначально. І попробуй поговорити з ними. Да.
My heart's going flipping watching this. I'm sat here in a flipping comfortable chair. Because I think he's got his teammate just at the back there. Flatter side would be big. See, that's another thing as well, working in this environment, like all these kind of safety distances, you're always thinking about that, because you could flip and become a casualty just from frag like that, buildings coming apart or something hitting you like that, so it's not necessarily going to be an enemy's weapon. Yeah, that's completely destroyed. Yeah, like look at the destruction within these buildings and stuff, like clearly in our training scenarios, you're always going into buildings which are just like foundations of a building. There's no, rubbish or obstacles in there, so it's very easy and people clear through buildings quite fast and efficiently. But when you think about it, this is what it's going to be like in real time, going through these kind of places.
Все.
You still, he can hear his breath. He's
Все,
sort of,
продовжуємо. Друга група работає чи ні?
you could probably say, like, if you're going for a nice slow steady state run, that sort of heart rate, and that's what he's now consistently doing. So that's important about endurance as well. Don't just think about going lifting heavy weights all the time in the gym, think about your endurance stuff as well.
Если ты еще живой, выходи. Слышишь меня?
So that brings us to the end of the video there. Really, it's not something there to get anyone's anxieties up or get them scared to go into combat and all the rest of it. Definitely, you gotta. When I mentioned it on a podcast a wee while ago there about when you get to that stage, there's so much high class training you will have had before you're in that scenario. So there's never going to be really a scenario where, in our case, where you're just given something and you're just thrown into it, like a situation like that with no training whatsoever. And you can have a look at the guys there, the kind of kit and equipment they're carrying, the weapons they've got, how they're moving. They've had quite a bit of training and all the rest of it. But just really to show the realities of warfare there and how it's changing and how it's still kind of people is required. I do talk a lot about AI and sort of autonomous sort of tech and all the rest of it. It really does comes down to that human aspect, but the added sort of complexities of different modern bits of kit and equipment, drones and all the rest of it. But yeah, very interesting to see. Thanks so much for joining me on this video. If you got anything from it, please drop it in the comment section below. And if you do like all things military, there's plenty more on this channel regards to that aspect, so please consider subscribing so you get alerted whenever I release future content, which is at the minute on a weekly basis. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you again on the next video. See you then.